Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session on how to build a personal brand on LinkedIn. Thank you for everybody who's taking their time out to be here today. I'm Janine, an advisor from Nexford University. And just a little housekeeping before we start, we'll be running a live Q&A at the end of this webinar, so please revert all your questions to the bottom right corner where you will see a Q&A box. If you have any questions for Virginia or Nexford University, please revert your questions to the Q&A box. And if you miss anything, please do not worry. We'll be sending out a recording of this webinar as soon as it's available. Now, I would like to introduce today's keynote speaker, Virginia Bautista. And Virginia has over 10 years of experience working with both Filipino and international clients from 10 different countries and 5 regions worldwide. As a LinkedIn expert and personal branding strategist, she helps her clients build influence, monetize their expertise, and attract their ideal clients through personal branding, content marketing, and lead generation through LinkedIn. You can find Virginia on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/virginiabautista.com. I will post this in the comments section, and please remember just to revert all your questions to the Q&A section. And for those of us just joining us, welcome again. We'll be having a Q&A session at the end of this webinar. And please remember just to add your questions to the Q&A section and not the comment section. So yes, and Virginia, now I'll turn the time over to you. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. We're very excited.
Thank you so much, Janine. Good morning to you. And to those from the Philippines, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am super excited. As you start coming in, I am so nervous and I'm super excited because I know that today, more than ever, building your personal brand on LinkedIn is super important if you want to attract the kind of opportunities that you want to have for yourself, for your future self. So let's get started. If you're ready, please give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up right there if you're ready so we can get started. Let me see some thumbs up there. Thank you so much. So let me share my screen now. Okay, let me share my screen. So reserve all of your questions later. For sure, I will be answering all of your questions. So can you see my screen now? When I look on the right side, it means that I'm looking at the chat. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. So you are ready. I see a lot of my connections joining us. Some from Canada, from Nigeria. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I really hope that this will be a productive afternoon or morning for all of us. Let me get the pointer now. Okay, so let's get started. Thank you so much for being here. Wait. Okay, here's what we will cover. It's going to be short because I want to focus on your questions. I want to be able to answer all of your questions today. So I'll be giving you just a short intro. Let's talk about what personal branding is, why it's so important right now, and why on LinkedIn. And most importantly, how do we actually optimize our LinkedIn profile to attract the kind of opportunities that we want? Okay. I'm nervous. I'm seeing many of my connections. Thank you for joining us. So just some brief introduction also about myself. In the last 3 years, I've garnered more than 7 million organic views on LinkedIn. By the way, all of these, I got this only through LinkedIn, all inbound. And that's why this is what I want to share with you as well. I have appeared in 60 plus media sites globally, featured and cited 3 times on Forbes, 3 times on Marketing in Asia, and 3 times on Entrepreneur Media. Creator of Top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn for inspiration and learning. It's more of an advocacy for me. So if you're from the Philippines, you're probably familiar with this. I'm also the founding host of LinkedIn Local Philippines, which I started in December 2017. I was published and cited in international journals. And also I have worked with coaches, consultants, freelancers, and entrepreneurs from more than 10 countries in 5 regions worldwide. If you have searched LinkedIn expert on Google search using incognito mode, I appear as the one on top of the search. I'll show you, it's very important when you're building your brand, it's important that you know your keywords and that you appear on page 1 of Google search for your keywords. And that's one of the things that you learn today. from zero presence. So if you're just starting on LinkedIn, don't worry. Everybody starts from zero presence. I started from zero presence on LinkedIn and one income source back then in 2010 before I jumped in full-time freelancing before I became a consultant. So now I have nearly 40,000 LinkedIn followers and at least 12 sources of revenue. All of this through inbound and only through LinkedIn. For some of you, you might be familiar that before I became a LinkedIn and personal branding strategist, I was a freelance writer and editor for more than 10 years. So freelancing gave me that, that experience to have my own company or agency, which is BB Consulting. And I have been teaching in college for more than 11 years. But so much about me. Today, what we're going to talk about is you. It's not me. And I'm sure if you're from the Philippines in particular, I know that it's been 18 months. When COVID-19 hit last year, we thought, oh, well, it's going to happen only for 15 days, or maybe 30 days, or maybe 2 months and 3 months. 18 months later, we're still here. And you know what happened? COVID-19 disrupted the global economy. And last year, we've all witnessed what we call the largest experiment, work from home experiment in the world. And then we realized, work from home is here to stay. And because now we've experienced working from home and we realized, oh, we can actually work from home and actually increase our income. That's totally possible. But there are some things that we need to do if we want to boost our income as a professional. Of course, when it started, we were struggling at the beginning, especially if you're a parent. You were forced to work from home. Companies have been forced to allow their people to work from home as well. And so what happened? Right now, I think for most of us, we've already adjusted. I've been working from home since 2010. And one of the keys, what I learned is that one of the keys to really thriving working from home is to set boundaries. When you are able to set boundaries at home, you can be more productive. And now people have realized that we can be more productive at home. But I think the best thing about that, let me put it here, the best thing about that is that for the Filipinos in the Philippines, in the past, when you go to your office, it will take you like 2 hours going to the office and then 2 hours going back. So that's 4 hours a day. So imagine saving 3 to 4 hours a day of commute and plus, be feeling stressed because of commute. That's 4 hours times 5 days. So that's 20 hours a week. So that's like 80 hours a month. So if you look at it, once you've already adjusted to working from home, to setting boundaries, once you have set boundaries, you're actually able to have extra 30 to 40 days in a year. So I know now that Filipinos, every one of us are already thinking, how do we now move forward from here? And this is what I'm going to show you. And we also learned, thanks to COVID also, I think one of the things we've learned, we see our kids, they're studying from home. For us professionals, we realize, oh, we can learn from home. We can upskill. And when we upskill or reskill, what do we do? We increase our market value. And increasing our market value means boosting our income. And for us, that's very important, especially when everything seems uncertain. The one thing that we want to be certain of will be number one, our health, and number two, having income to provide for our family. I was watching this video with Adam Grant, and Adam Grant actually says now, okay, employers now are embracing remote work. And employers realize that most people don't want to go back to the office. And there are reports that say that, employees have a secret. And what is that secret? We have at least 2 jobs. But I think that's a good thing. I learned early on not to rely only on one income source. You have to diversify your sources of income. It doesn't matter whether you're an employee or a consultant or a freelancer or a coach or entrepreneur, always diversify. And that will also give you more security. But there's a challenge there. But before the challenge, what happened now is companies are rethinking. Are we going to get them back to the office? Or are we going to have something fully remote? Or should it be a hybrid model? And now we've also seen companies embracing distributed model. What does that mean? Distributed model means that a company has talent from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter whether you're in Nigeria, in Canada, in the Philippines, in London. It's a distributed model. You can all work together regardless of location. And so what does this mean for you and for me, for us? It means because the market has opened globally. It's a good opportunity for us because now we have more opportunities. Number one, to work with international clients, and number two, to also upskill and reskill. Because for some of us, maybe what we have been doing before the pandemic may not be the skills that we need for the future. Remember, I think it was Marshall Goldsmith who said, what brought you here can't get you there. So you would probably need to upskill. And if that's necessary for you to take advantage of the opportunities, we should do that by all means. Okay, so the global market has opened. It's very good. Now we have more opportunities. But here's the challenge. With remote work, with a distributed model, with companies now being open to hiring remote people from anywhere in the world, this means we now compete with the global market. It's not just like before, like if you're from Manila, and if the company is hiring people or talent from nearby areas, you only compete with these people from nearby areas. But now they're open, they realize they can get talent from anywhere in the world. So that's a huge challenge for us. But I have a solution for you. With so many people out there trying to get the same job, now what we have to do is to stand out. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. Let's go to personal branding. I want to give this definition. It's a process by which you market yourself. Market doesn't mean to sell, not necessarily sell. I want to focus on inbound. It's a process. It's not an overnight thing in which you market yourself. And why do you do that? Because you want to attract career or business opportunities. And you know what? Given everything equal, so for example, we have the same degree, we have the same skills. What will be the differentiator? That's the question. Perception is everything. For example, would you rather look like this on LinkedIn? So I think he's also a machine learning and AI expert. But this is how the person looks. Or would you rather look like this? Same position. This one has the same position as this one, but they have different location. Remember, the market is open. Companies have realized they can, hire talent from anywhere in the world. So what is your choice? This or this? Okay, I'm sure you know the answer to that. Now, the next question, why on LinkedIn? Let me walk you through and tell you why on LinkedIn. Number one, there are already 774 million members from 200 regions worldwide. So imagine 774 millions of professionals on LinkedIn. In the Philippines, there are already 9 million. And the majority are in the US, 180 million. Second, LinkedIn is the most trusted platform for 4 years in a row now. This is according to Business Insider's Intelligence Digital Trust Ranking. And when we're talking about business, when we're talking about jobs, trust is very important. And you know that. There are 57 million companies listed on LinkedIn. So just imagine 57 million, you won't run out of opportunities. 3 people, take note, 3 people are hired through LinkedIn every minute. It's happening. People get hired, 3 of them every single minute. There are 61 million senior level influencers. These senior level influencers are the ones who make decisions. They can make decisions on hiring. They could make decisions on getting a vendor or supplier, all of these things. Number 6, last year, content creation on LinkedIn increased by 60% year over year. And if you look at my organic views, I mentioned I had more than 7 million reach on LinkedIn. The majority of that, between 2 to 3 million, actually happened in 2020. So I felt that people were suddenly working from home, so they have access to the internet, and they're rethinking probably their careers. So people have become more active on LinkedIn. they start creating content. And the good news about that, with the way LinkedIn is rolling out different features, it looks like LinkedIn Corporation wants LinkedIn platform to become a content creation platform. That is why content creator mode was created just early this year. So I'll teach you. If you're not familiar with the content creator mode, we can talk about it later. Now, so personal branding, if you stand out on LinkedIn, decision makers are there, people who are hiring are there, what do you get out of it? So many opportunities are waiting for you. Job opportunities, you can get job interviews, job offers. I'm sure that if you're on the chat box, just give me a thumbs up if you have ever received a job offer or job interview through LinkedIn. How many of you have? Ayan, meron. Great, great. So I'm getting thumbs up. They're getting job interviews. So it's real. I'm sure you agree with me. When you're on LinkedIn, do it the right way. You don't have to look for jobs. The jobs are the one who will come find you. Thank you so much to those who gave me a thumbs up. Networking opportunities, events, collaborations. These can actually can advance your career. Learning opportunities. I'm sure you agree with me. If you're always on LinkedIn, you browse through your feeds, there's so much to learn from mentors, from influencers. This is true. Okay, thumbs up if you agree. You learn from each other's posts. You learn from each other's experiences and expertise. And this is what I find truly a treasure on LinkedIn. It's all free learning. It's going to happen. You just have to be connected with the right people. Yeah, I see thumbs up. Thank you. Media opportunities. Some people will pay PR companies just for them to get featured in top tier publications. But when I was featured on Forbes, all of these are for free. And all of these came to me just by being active on LinkedIn. So you will get a lot of media opportunities, free PR, getting interviewed in a podcast. I'm sure you've experienced that. Just let me know, thumbs up if you're experiencing and getting all of these opportunities. Getting featured in media publications, getting speaking opportunities. So many. Sorry, I'm reading all of this because I want you to really understand there's so many opportunities waiting for you. It's not this job opportunity. If you go to LinkedIn and just thinking about, I need a job, but think about it. If you want to land your dream job, you probably have to attract many opportunities first, like speaking opportunities, networking opportunities, and all of these opportunities can help you land the dream job. It's not like you go there and get only one thing and then that's it. No, all of these will accumulate and the ROI is amazing. So thank you so much to those who are raising their hands and giving me a thumbs up. So now let's answer the question. How do you attract all of these opportunities? How do you attract all of these opportunities consistently? I don't want you to attract an opportunity just one time. I want you to attract opportunities consistently in a way that you're excited to wake up in the morning because there's a message waiting for you on LinkedIn inviting you to be a guest on a podcast or inviting you to speak, and they will be paying you for speaking or being featured in media publications. 3 things. Remember this. To all of you, please remember this. How do you attract opportunities? There are 3 moving parts. 1, build your LinkedIn profile. I'll show you today how to do that. And that's not enough. After optimizing your profile, it doesn't stop there. 2nd, build your LinkedIn presence. What does that mean? Share content, show your expertise, help other people. Your presence is the one that will attract the most relevant opportunities. And that's not enough. If you want it to be consistent, month after month, week after week, you have to build your network. It is so true that your network is based on your network. Don't just connect for the sake of connecting. Be strategic on who you should connect. So again, remember that. Build your LinkedIn profile, build your LinkedIn presence, and build your network. Don't skip any of this. These are all critical to your LinkedIn success. Now, before we do that, so maybe you're asking, okay, how do I get started? The answer to that is, don't just go to your profile and don't just write your whatever it is. That's not the starting point. If you're building your personal brand, start with having clarity on who you are. This is what most people miss, unfortunately. They go to LinkedIn, they write their name, their headline, their position, date started, date ended, and they would even copy their roles and responsibilities from the HR and then put them in their profile. That's not how it works. And that's not the first step. The first step, sit down and have this introspection. Ask yourself questions like, your values. What are your values? What are your skills? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So really get to know who you are. And what is your purpose? It may sound like a cliche, but the real thing is that if you don't know why you're on LinkedIn, you won't be able to be consistent. And consistency is key to your success on LinkedIn. Now, if you have a yes, all questions I'll answer later. I'm looking at the chat box. Before you optimize your profile, you need to answer 3 questions. Now, I'd like you to, if you have a sheet of paper, I have a notebook, or if you have a sticky note, I'd like to ask you 3 questions, but you don't have to answer now. I want you to either write down the questions on your notebook or your sticky note, and then answer it later, and then process it within yourself. This is how you get started. For you to have clarity. I've seen a lot of people who are active on LinkedIn, but they're not getting opportunities because they're all over the place. I don't want you to do that. Okay, answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what do you want to be known for? If you're using LinkedIn to attract career opportunities, you have to have clarity. I know a lot of you might have a lot of skills. I'm a good writer, I'm a good speaker, I'm a good digital marketer, I'm everything, but think about it. If you try to attract everyone, you will attract no one. Don't try to be everything. Make a resolve to choose only one and be so good at that. And people will consider you the go-to person in that. So for example, career-wise, do you want to be known as the top digital transformation expert in the region? Or do you want to be a machine learning and AI architect? Whatever it is that you want to be known for, it has to have your keywords, because keywords are keys to your success on LinkedIn. Or maybe you want to be known for as a startup founder. Whatever it is that you want to be known for, write it on your paper. So answer that first question, okay? Question number 2, who do you want to help? So if you want to be known for as a digital transformation expert, next question, who do you want to help? Don't skip this. If you're looking for a job and you don't know who you want to help, it's going to be difficult. You will end up taking any jobs that's in front of you. But if you're clear with what you want to be known for and who you want to help, you will have clarity and you will have a direction, and you will become more strategic in the way you use LinkedIn. Okay, so just write it down. Next, what problems do you solve? For sure, whatever it is that you want to be known for, you are targeting specific people and you are solving problems. Okay, 3 questions that you need to have clarity. Again, don't skip that. And your answers to those questions could be repackaged, could be packaged, so you can have your headline that appeals to your target audience. So for example, in my case, even before I started on LinkedIn, I already knew what I wanted to be known for. And I think that clarity helps me get the result that I want. I really wanted to be known. At the time when I started in 2017, there were no other Filipinos doing LinkedIn consulting, training, and speaking. So I said, I think I want to be known for as the #1 LinkedIn expert in the Philippines. I was very specific. That was what I wanted. And so far, those that I know, they know me. They know me for that. And I'm really grateful for that. Now, who do I want to help? When I started, I wanted to help everyone. Okay, you need LinkedIn, you need personal branding, I can help you. But it didn't help me because it's still scattered. Now, as I get clients and as I have relationships with clients, I realize, oh, I'm not for everyone. I don't want to help everyone. I just want to be selective, meaning these are the people that I think I can have maximum result. So now I chose working with consultants, coaches, freelancers, and entrepreneurs. And number 3, what problems do I solve? I help people, coaches, consultants, freelancers, and entrepreneurs have visibility, because for most of us, we have great ideas, we have great products, we have great services, but the problem is nobody knows. So that's the problem I solve. So I help people, coaches, consultants, freelancers, and entrepreneurs build their influence and monetize their expertise. So there should be a problem that you should be solving. Okay, now, once you know what you want to be known for, who you want to help, and what's the third question? What problems you solve. Now, this is the only time that you should be optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So you see, this is not the first step. Now, let me give you some tips on how to do that. Number 1, always remember the LinkedIn is a huge search engine. It is. So what it is that you want to be known for? What is the keyword? Add the keyword to your profile. In my case, I only have 2 keywords, LinkedIn and personal branding. It's not by accident that I repeated LinkedIn and personal branding in my headline. It's because headline has the most weight in terms of you getting found. The majority of my clients found me through keywords. So keywords are really crucial to your profile. So for example, you decided, okay, I want to be known for as a digital transformation expert. Okay, that's very clear. Put that on your headline. And then write yourself what we call a tagline. The tagline should explain who you help and how you help them. So I help entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants. That's who I help. How do I help them? Build their influence and monetize their expertise. Through what? Through personal branding and LinkedIn content marketing. So based on the 3 questions, come up with your keywords. Don't give yourself so many keywords. If you write there author, speaker, trainer, what else? What else do people write? Coach, or if you're a coach, you might write executive coach, life coach, career coach, resilience coach. This is not how it works. Find your niche. And don't worry, because you will not lose any market, or as long as your target employers can recognize the keywords that you use. For example, if your target employer is looking for a machine learning and AI expert, machine learning and AI specialist, or a machine learning and AI architect, use those keywords. So you have to know what keywords your employers, your target employers are using. They might be using AI architect, or maybe AI specialist, or maybe AI expert. So do your research, and then add the keywords on your profile. Number 2, you will see there your LinkedIn profile banner. Don't leave it blank. Make your LinkedIn banner speak about you and show credibility, show social proof, and show your personality. My example here is David Breyer's LinkedIn banner. I really love it because it's packed with so many social proof. So this is brilliant with branding. And if your story is unremarkable, it's social proof and also social proof. And that's why I really like that. And then don't forget to inject your personality. LinkedIn is a professional network, but it has to show your personality as well. Okay. Don't be too serious. If you're not too serious in real life, you don't have to make it too serious on LinkedIn. But of course, it has to be professional. Okay. Number 3, connect with your target audience. So connect, for example, if you have a dream company, search on LinkedIn, who are the decision makers in that company? say Nexford, you want to work for Nexford. So you search Nexford on LinkedIn and then look at the decision makers. You will see Janine, you will see Fadil, you will see them there, connect with them. You want to be visible to the decision makers. But when you connect with them, make sure that you add, connection request. Tell them why you're interested in connecting with them. Don't just connect with anyone. If at this point you're connecting with anyone, that's the wrong thing to do. Remember, you have to connect with your target audience. And this is because, you know what, you can only have up to 30,000 connections on LinkedIn, but you can have unlimited followers. So don't waste your 30K. Once your 30K connections are already exhausted, you can no longer have more connections. Maybe you're thinking, well, I will remove the others so that I can have more connections. Unfortunately, I met someone in which he discovered that once his profile reached 30,000, he no longer has this connect button or accept button. So there's no way you can remove the others so that you can, get more connections. That's not going to happen. So be very strategic. Number 4, share content that matters to your target audience. Now, the problem with most people is that they go to LinkedIn and they share content that they like. That doesn't work. Don't share content that you like. Share content that matters to your target audience and that also shows your expertise. It's not for you to decide whether your content has value. It is for your audience to decide whether it has value. I'll give you an example. Because I know LinkedIn, sometimes when I write basic info about LinkedIn, it doesn't feel like, I feel like it has no value at all. This is very basic. Why would I share this? But when I share that, this is the one that gets a lot of traction and engagement. And then that engagement taught me that many of the people in my network are not really familiar about how LinkedIn works. So that basic to me, it sounds basic to me, is a gem for other people who want to learn LinkedIn. So try to observe it. What is your expertise? If you get bored sharing content that is too basic for you, it might be a gem for your audience. So don't write for what you like. Write because you want to please yourself, or don't like because you want to please others. Write because you know that your content will add value to your target audience. It's just the way that's just the way it works. Share content with value. Now, why should you, number 1, have your connections? Number 1, when you share your post on LinkedIn, if you can see this is the LinkedIn content algorithm. When we share your content, this is what happens. So content creation here, and then it will undergo content quality scoring. Like, is it a good content? Is it a spam? Is it a bad content? Now, if it's clear, LinkedIn will actually continue displaying that. Now, when you post, your post will be visible only to a few people from your connection base. So if your connections are not active, I call them dead people on LinkedIn. It was just like me when I started. I started my profile in 2008 and then I forgot about it. So nothing happened. So anyway, connect only with those who are active. So LinkedIn is going to monitor that. Okay, we're displaying your content. How many likes, how many views, how many hides, how many flags are you getting? When you're getting a lot of likes, views, then the algorithm will know that, oh, people like the content, and LinkedIn will show that to more people. Now take note, speed is also important according to LinkedIn. So you have to know what time are my connections active. If you're targeting people from the US, for example, and you're from the Philippines, you're targeting people from the US, you have to post when they are active. So if you post in the morning and it's nighttime there, so probably they won't see it. So be very strategic. And so that's also the reason I'll show you this. So for example, if you have 701 connections, but only 181 are active in the last 30 days, take note that you're creating content only for these people, not for the 701. And this is what happens. So sometimes you feel that you're posting and nobody seems to see it. Why? For example, you have 701 connections. And when you when you shared your content, only 181 out of 701 are active. So how many of them are online? Those who are active, how many are actually online at that time when you shared it? Because remember, speed matters. And how many of them will find your post relevant? So you see it goes smaller and smaller and smaller until you only have, say, 5 or 10 or 15 that will engage with your post. So it's important to remember, grow your network and connect only with people who are active and who can help you achieve your goals. Number 5, join LinkedIn groups. Let me know if it's already time because I'm not keeping my time here. So Janine, please let me know if I'm exceeding the time. Okay, I'll be answering all of your questions, don't worry. Okay, number 5, join LinkedIn groups. Why are you joining LinkedIn groups? Because do you see the numbers here, number of members? If I join, for example, Singapore Careers, the numbers here, 134,421. All the numbers here are added to my network. So the more LinkedIn groups you join, the larger your network becomes. And it's important that you have a large network because that's the key to getting found on LinkedIn. I'll give you an example. For example, if I'm looking for an AI expert or a digital transformation expert, and all of you here, I see that there are, how many are we here? There are 403 of us. Okay, let's say that all of you, 403 of you, are my connections, are in my network. In my network meaning includes first degree connections, second degree connections, third degree, and also members of LinkedIn groups. So only 405. Now I see 405 of you are in my network. If you are an AI expert, so I'm looking for an AI expert. If you are in my network, then you will appear in my search result. But if you're not in my network, even if you have the right skills, you will not appear in my search results. Now, if your profile has the right keywords that I typed in, so AI expert, you have the keywords in your profile, what's going to happen? You will appear in my search results if you are in my network. So join as many relevant groups as possible. I think now you can join up to 100 groups. There are groups on LinkedIn with like 900,000 plus members. I think there are like over 1 million, but recently I think LinkedIn capped membership to 1 million, not more than that. So join as many groups as possible to increase the possibility that you will get found by your target employers on LinkedIn. Okay, 6, you know, on your profile, there's a feature section. Feature your best work. If you're looking for a job, what are the best works? What do you want to show your employers? Put it there. Also, feature any content that adds value to your network. So I have an ebook and I place it there because I know that if they get the ebook, they will find it, they would probably find it valuable in increasing their visibility. So whatever it is that, you know, that shows your expertise and that enables you to help and to show your credibility, feature it there. And please get as many endorsements and recommendations as you can. If you're looking for a job on LinkedIn, skills are critical. You have to pin your top 3 skills right there. And I would recommend that get, you know, 99 plus endorsements. Ask people that you've worked with, just let them know, I'm currently building my LinkedIn profile. May I ask you to endorse me for my skills? And most people will say yes, especially here in Asia Pacific region. If you reach out to them, they would usually not have second thoughts giving you endorsements. And also as many recommendations as possible. So say if you're connected with your boss, connected with your colleagues, reach out to them, ask them for recommendations because these are all social proof. And these endorsements, if the hiring manager or the recruiter is using LinkedIn's HR solutions, they would be using LinkedIn Recruiter. It's the HR solution of LinkedIn. And there, the ones with the most number of endorsements appears on their search. So that's the reason it's very important to have as many endorsements as possible. And also, most importantly, if you want to build your LinkedIn presence, as I was saying, add value to your network. Don't go to LinkedIn and then you just talk about yourself. It's me, me, me. No. As I always say, you know, if you've been following me on LinkedIn, I always say personal branding is not about you. Always remember that. It's about the people that you help. And when you think of it that way, okay, it's not about me, it's about the people that I help. It makes it easy for you to share content, right? Because if you're thinking it's about me, what will I say? It's about me again. People don't like it. So add value, continue adding value to your network. Whatever content you have, it adds value to your credibility and at the same time helps you help your network. Remember that people on LinkedIn are on LinkedIn because of two things. One, they want to be successful. Two, they want to be productive. So if you have any content that you can share that can help them become more successful and more productive, that will be useful to them. That's the mindset of people who go to LinkedIn. They're not thinking about, you know, in Facebook, I think the mindset is different. Maybe if you're on Facebook, you're catching up with relatives, you're catching up with friends, what's happening in their lives. But people on LinkedIn are actually looking for content, looking for engagement that can make them more successful in their roles. And yeah, add value to your network, add value to your community. You know, a simple inspirational message could go a long way on LinkedIn. So don't be afraid to share that. And whatever advocacy you have, just like my advocacy really is the top 100, do more of that. And if that helps your network, you will be rewarded with engagement. You will be rewarded with reach, millions of reach by doing what you love doing, by adding value to others. And also don't forget, LinkedIn may be a professional platform, but it's a place for you to tell your story. Don't forget that, because the one thing that will differentiate you from everyone else is your story. There could be a lot of AI experts, a lot of digital marketing managers, a lot of writers, speakers, trainers, and all that. But the one thing that will differentiate you is your story, because there's only one you. So don't forget, tell your story, share your journey, be you. You have to be comfortable being you, because if you're not comfortable being you on LinkedIn, meaning you're creating a persona that's not you, that's very hard. That's very hard, I think. So you have to be just authentic. And don't worry if you share some vulnerability, because when you share your vulnerability, when you become vulnerable, when you become authentic, magic happens, because emotions connect you with people. And whenever I share my story, it's very valuable, because people will reach out to me and they start telling their own stories as well. And that's why we're here, because we might have problems with careers, but sometimes the only thing that we want or we need is someone to listen to our story, and someone who can share our stories with, and being authentic to that with that person. So you will see, I shared my story and you will be surprised, because my most viewed and with the ones with the highest engagement of all time through these years is a personal story, a backstory, because stories connect with people. And number 10, engage, engage, engage. This is the key. I have a rule on LinkedIn. It's 60-40. If you have to share content, that's only 40%. 60% is based on whether you engage with other people's content, whether you show interest in others, whether you're building relationship with others. I'm sure you will agree that if there's someone on LinkedIn talking about himself all the time, Monday to Friday, talking about Monday, here's my book, buy my book. Tuesday, here's my, and all that. Especially if you're looking for a job, you have to be particularly interested in the industry, interested in people, interested in learning, and all of these things will compound. The compounding interest in building your personal brand is always worth it. So I think with that, I'll end, and I'm open to answer your questions now. What's tip number 9? There's a question, sorry. Tip number 9 is tell your story, share your journey. So I'll end there and I'm ready to answer your questions. Let me end the sharing for now. Hello, Janine. I think we're ready to answer the questions because I see a lot of conversations right here.
Yes. I've sent them to you in a private chat, Virginia.
Oh.
All the questions is in your private chat, yes.
Oh, the questions are here. Okay, let me answer them. Some were already answered, so open 3. First question I have here, did you ever have that experience that people reacted to you being vulnerable on a negative note? I haven't had that experience. You will be surprised that people are not there to give you negative feedback or, to hurt your feelings. What I'm getting is that a lot of support. And I know a lot of people on LinkedIn who share their stories, and that's the same thing that I'm hearing from them. They get a lot of positive feedback. It's like, when you tell your story, the door will open. Suddenly, they also want to tell their stories. I always say stories beget stories. And the purpose of being on LinkedIn really is connecting. And stories are really great at that. So I hope that answers your question. Second one, would you recommend to be on public or private? Depends on your goal. If our goal is to attract career opportunities, so definitely make sure that your profile is public on LinkedIn. Public meaning that even those people who are not logged in on LinkedIn can actually view your profile. That's how you get found. That's how you get discovered by your ideal employers. Don't forget, by the way, even on photos, sometimes if you're not connected to a person, they don't see your photo. Only your first degree connections can see your photo. But how about is the hiring manager is not your connection? The hiring manager will see a blank thing there on your headshot. So check that, make sure that it's also shared publicly. Another question, what's the best time to post? It always depends on your network. So for example, if Janine is sharing content on her profile and her network is primarily in the US, then there should be a specific time for that. If you're from the Philippines, there's a specific time to that. But what works for me for the Philippine market is usually Monday to Friday, but even on weekends, I see a lot of people on LinkedIn who are active. But what works well is at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. So if you post at 7 a.m., there are too few people on LinkedIn. But if you post at 10 o'clock, I don't know why 10 o'clock, it seems like, a sweet spot in terms of timing. So experiment. For example, for this week, post at 10 a.m. consistently and look at your reach. And then if you're not happy with the reach, next week, adjust the time. And then maybe 8 a.m. and see what happens. But it's important if you're posting twice on LinkedIn, you have to at least have 4 hours of gap. I see a lot of people, they post 3 posts one at a time. Same minute, 3 posts. Don't do that. At least give 3 to 4 hours before posting another one. What if your LinkedIn is a mess? Is it advisable to delete? It's a mess. Well, you just have to update it. But I won't recommend that you duplicate your profile. Don't duplicate your profile because it's against LinkedIn terms. So if LinkedIn notices that you have duplicate profiles, LinkedIn will actually delete that. So if it's a mess, it's just update it. Update everything. You can update everything. If you decide to delete that, that's okay too if you want a fresh start. But that will mean you might need to use a different email for that. Wait. I can't follow questions. How do you handle, I like this question, how do you handle negative comments or bashers? Do I have negative? I think I had one before, but I forgot what it was all about. The best way to handle is just ignore them, because the moment you reply to them and it's also negative, it will attract negativity. On LinkedIn, it's a very positive community. So be positive so you will attract positive people. There are always people who will give you negative comments. The best way if you want to reply to them is acknowledge them. there might be, there might be coming from a place that we don't know. Either you just ignore them anyway. Why would you engage with them if it's negative, or just acknowledge them and you give them a neutral answer? I hope that answers your question. How do you build the business page? How do you, should I show it? I want to show it on LinkedIn, but let's answer the other questions first, perhaps. Wait, I'll show you how to do that later. If I'm active on LinkedIn, my colleagues will think that I'll resign from the company I'm currently working with anytime and would question my loyalty to. I had a lot of that incident. You know what? There's a VP of finance who came to me one time, and she became active on LinkedIn, and suddenly all eyes are on her. And people are thinking, why are you on LinkedIn? Are you looking for another job? Are you resigning soon? And things like that. It really depends on the culture. Here in the Philippines, for example, people still think that LinkedIn is a place to find jobs, just like Job Street or whatever job portal. But I think, how do you break that mindset? It's impossible that these people are exposed to the reality, or we educate them that LinkedIn is not just a place to find jobs. LinkedIn is a place to learn from other professionals. And if you are on LinkedIn, even the company that you are a member of will benefit from that. If you learn from mentors, you learn from experts who are on LinkedIn, and you become credible, you're building your brand, that will be beneficial to the company. Just, educate them, just give them an idea that LinkedIn is not a job portal. It's so much more than that. It's a content creation platform. It's a way for us to give more visibility to the company, because you can build your brand and at the same time align it with a company brand. So that's personal branding and corporate branding at the same time. This is, I think, mostly in countries where they still don't understand how valuable LinkedIn is. So I hope that answers your question. Next question. Did you ever get political on LinkedIn? Do you dare share some? I don't talk about politics. Number one, anywhere, I don't talk about politics. And on LinkedIn, first thing to ask yourself, if you're going to talk about politics, what is the purpose? Whatever you're posting, whatever content you're sharing, go back to the question, what is this post for? Every content that you share should have a reason why. So if you're talking about politics, what's the point? Will talking about politics help you attract opportunities? If you think it will, then you may go ahead. But maybe the conversation will not end, and you probably don't have time to spend that much energy talking about something that would probably not end. So personally, I don't get political on LinkedIn. Thank you for that. I hope that answers the question. Next, it's interesting and inspiring how you started. Wait, what was the best project you posted on LinkedIn? What was the best thing? I think the best one is creating the top 100 Filipinos on LinkedIn. And I started that in 2018. And it's really an advocacy. And I see the positive impact in the community. Number one, those people on Filipinos on LinkedIn are getting recognized for consistently adding value to the community. Number two, all of those who are new on LinkedIn, Filipinos who are new on LinkedIn, what happens is that when you start, when you optimize, when you create your profile, it feels so lonely, right? When you don't have connection and you don't know, where do I find people to connect with? But what if you have a list? This is what I thought before. What if you have a list? And when you see that list, and you will be inspired, oh, these are top 100 Filipinos. First, I will follow them. So that increases your network. So imagine if you follow and connect with Francis Kong, and he has more than 100,000 followers, all of that will be added to your network. That will help you get also an opportunity. So I think that is definitely the best one. So I continue to do that. It's now on its 4th year, and I'm happy because the community is very supportive. Next question, did you ever have that experience that people reacted to you? Sorry, I've already answered this. Wait, I already answered it. Next question, I have 40,000 connections, but I just add them randomly. Should I make another LinkedIn account and create a new one because most of them are not much? 14K connections, you can purge them, meaning you can remove those people that you don't want to be connected with anymore. Just remove them. Don't recreate another profile. Remove them and find your target market, find the companies, look for the decision makers, and then connect with them. There's so many questions. Wait lang. Mahina kalaban. Do you recommend, where am I? As a student, I like this question. As a student, I lost it. What kind of content actually engages more connections for future opportunities? That's a good question. So Samson, as a student, we have projects in school. We have performance tasks, something like that. You have, what I would recommend is to create or start using LinkedIn as your portfolio. So if you have projects, you have papers, what will you do with the paper after you get the grades? Most of us will just keep it in our computer and nobody will be able to read it. But I would recommend that whatever paper you're working on, you can also publish that on LinkedIn and share your experiences as a student. If you have activities, share about your activities, anything that will help you really show your expertise, also your values, and also your interests. Do that. So use LinkedIn as your portfolio. Do you advise college students, especially those nearly graduating, to get an account and start? Yes, that's a big yes. If you are a college student, even high school student, you have to start building your network now, because later on when you need a job, and if you're connected with the right people, you will not even have to find a job. The right jobs will come find you. So get a LinkedIn profile. I have a daughter who just graduated a couple of years ago, and she had her LinkedIn profile already optimized while she was in college, and she was already getting opportunities. So when she graduated, getting a job wasn't her problem because there's a network that helps her find the opportunities for herself. And now she has more clients than I do have. So it's really the power of connecting with the right people. And then, is it ideal for senior high school students to start their LinkedIn account and optimize it ahead before looking for a job? Yes, high school, college, I would recommend start building your profile and be known for what you want to be known for. It could be a forward-looking activity. You don't have to indicate that you're a student. Could be an aspiring AI expert, aspiring digital marketing specialist. Okay. Can I add documents, images, and certificates to the featured section without having to post them to my feed? Yes, the question is yes. You can upload any rich media. You don't have to share it on your feeds, definitely. But you cannot upload videos. For you to be able to upload videos, you have to upload it first on a third-party platform like YouTube, and then get the link and then upload the link to your featured section. So I hope that answers your question. Is LinkedIn Learning internationally recognized as skills development platform? Internationally recognized, what do you mean by internationally recognized? Well, what I can say here is that once you take LinkedIn Learning, you can add that to your profile. And when target employers actually see that you have a lot of LinkedIn Learning certificates, they would see what you are interested in. And then they will see that, okay, this person is really a learner. And every employer wants a learner, a lifelong learner to join the company. But it also adds, technically, if you have your certificates uploaded, technically for the keywords, it helps you get found also by recruiters. How do I write a connection message? Should I personalize or template? Personalize, always personalize, especially if you are connecting, for example, with your target market. So you have a company, Nexford, you look for the Nexford University, you look for the decision maker because you want to be part of Nexford University, and say to Janine, you want to connect with her. always make sure that you customize your message. You want to build a good impression right at the beginning, and you want to stand out right at the beginning. Most people, they just connect, no message at all. But if you send a connection request with a message, that's the first way to stand out. So do that. I just want to ask about the Sales Navigator tool and any premium tools that are used for lead gen. Is it worth it to invest in them, or is it okay to use the free tools? And I don't know about free tools and free extensions, but Sales Navigator is worth it if you are actually generating leads. It is worth it because if you just do your search using your free account, the results will only be coming from your network. And if you have a small network, you won't be able to find the right person you're looking for. If you're using the Sales Navigator, it gives you access to the millions of members on LinkedIn. And that's totally worth it. But you have to be strategic. If you use it the wrong way, it's not going to be worth it. Use it the right way, it's really worth it. Are the points that you shared could apply to LinkedIn Business? LinkedIn Business, yeah, but they have different algorithms. When you say LinkedIn Business, LinkedIn page, the one thing that I assure you is that in terms of traction, you have to use your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn page has very few traction because I think it's meant for LinkedIn ads. That's where you run ads. What really works is your LinkedIn profile, especially in building your personal brand, in you getting found by the right employer or by the right clients. So use your LinkedIn profile. Okay, more questions. Can I have water for a second? What advice can you give to the newbie freelancers on LinkedIn who don't have much work experience in their field yet? You don't have much experience in your field yet. First important thing is build your network. Build your network. And then you have to really start creating content. Even if you don't have much experience, create something intended for you to feature on your profile. Put together a content, write an article, to build your portfolio. Start from there. And, connect with the right people. Should you connect or follow? Wow, very short, but very important question. Should you connect or follow? Connect if you want to send direct message to the person and if you want to keep that relationship and to nurture that relationship. Follow, get people to follow you, meaning you just want them to see your content, but you're not necessarily connected. There are many benefits to connecting, and that includes being able to message each other. But if they just follow you, they will just see your content. If you don't follow them back, you won't see their content either. So there's a small chance of building relationship with them. My account shows my expertise profile as a power plant engineer. Now I'm ready to go into my own interior construction business services, which is entirely different from my current job. Is it advisable to still go with my current account? You don't have to create another account. You can use the same profile, but update it. Update the experience, update the keywords, update the headlines. So it's more a sort of rebranding. You can do that on LinkedIn. Will it be useful to upload your training certificates on your profile? Definitely upload your training certificates on your profile. That will be useful, especially if you're looking for a job, because for sure employers want to know whether you're open to learning, and that's a huge plus for any company. Next question, when you first started posting valuable content, how did you handle limiting beliefs like how did you handle limiting beliefs like my network won't like it, I look something negative? I don't think about it. I have a daughter because I don't like to see myself in videos. So my team will create videos. When I look at it, I don't want to post it. Then my daughter will tell me, Ma, just post it. There's nothing to lose. And then I'll post it. And then I'm surprised because I'm getting a lot of engagement with that. Most of the time, these self-limiting beliefs are just in our head. Don't create content, but don't be too attached with your content. As long as your content is helpful, as long as it's not negative, just go ahead and find out what can happen. So don't entertain any self-limiting beliefs. All of us go through that, but just let go. I'm in real estate. What suggestions can you give to me? Also, what specific groups can I join to get possible investors? Okay, what suggestions? First few suggestions, optimize your profile with the right keywords. Second, what specific groups can I join to get possible investors? Okay, you have to be clear who are your target investors. Once you're clear with that, which type of group are they likely to join? Find that group and then join the group and then engage with them in the group and connect with them. Yeah, so you have to know what groups are they likely to be part of. So if they're in digital marketing, maybe search digital marketing and look for groups. As a business just starting my LinkedIn account, do I need to place ads to get leads? My business is I'm on organic marketing on LinkedIn, so I don't handle LinkedIn ads. But to answer your question, do I need to place ads to get leads? The answer is no. You can place ads and get leads, but you can get leads without ads. But you need a sales navigator because LinkedIn Sales Navigator allows you to find the right people, contact them, then run a marketing campaign directly with them. So yes, you can get leads by placing ads, but you can also generate leads without ads at all. And you can also opt to do inbound marketing instead. Create content that is valuable to your network, and they will reward you with engagement, and that will help you get found by your target audience. And that works well for me in the past years. All my clients are inbound. I don't do outbound, but it's a lot of investment in content and a lot of consistency. I have a free account on LinkedIn. Will that hinder me from getting a job, or should I buy a premium plan? The answer is no. Even if you only have the free account, you can still be found on LinkedIn as long as you have the right keywords to your profile, as long as you have a lot of endorsements, and as long as you are visible to your target market, you're engaging with them. Follow the 10 tips that I shared, and it works. Even if you're not, paying premium on LinkedIn, it works definitely organically. You don't have to pay. But if you have the premium account, career premium account, that will give you additional insights to get competitive information about who else are applying, where you stand. So those are additional features, definitely helpful. But using the free standard LinkedIn account is not a hindrance for you to get found on LinkedIn. It works. Are there opportunities to earn on LinkedIn? Do people profit by creating service? There are opportunities to earn, and that's what I teach actually a lot of coaches, consultants, and freelancers. How do you build your influence and monetize your expertise? So if you're good at what you do, how do you get people to pay you for that? Or how do you get people to pay you for that, for the price that you want? It's possible. I am a tour guide and now a travel and tour operator. What would I post? Okay, the answer there, first, I'll ask you a question as well. Who are your target market? Who's your target market? And once you know your target market, what are their problems? Now, your content should answer their problems. So if I'm a LinkedIn and personal branding strategies, the problem of the coaches I work with is that they don't get leads. So I should be writing content that will help them discover that they can actually use LinkedIn and personal branding to get leads on LinkedIn. So play around that. And that's how you create content that matters to your audience. Does it look bad if I had a lot of jobs on my LinkedIn profile? I don't think so. Some people find it not a good thing, but in the new world, in the new norm, it's not a bad thing. So I don't think it will have anything negative at all. Thanks for the useful tips. Okay, the question is, I'm transitioning from teaching to HR. I don't have an HR job, but I'm connected with several HR professionals at different levels. Do you think I should begin to create content? Yes. Your question, do you think I should begin to create content for the HR industry? Definitely yes. So whoever your market is, create content for them. So what's your expertise? Who is your market? In between that, that's the content that you need to share. Will there be a negative impact to my profile if I decline an offer from a recruiter? There won't be negative impact, but it's up to you. How do you decline? Maybe just respond to them and reply to them directly. And what I do because a lot of people also reach out to me, and some people don't even read my profiles. They just invite me to apply for this job and that job, those things. I still reply to them and tell them I'm not interested, or this is not within my expertise, but I'd be happy to recommend someone for you. So I usually reply that, because you know what, I don't want to leave I don't want to leave that opportunity right there, because I never know, in the future I might need the help of this recruiter who is approaching me right now. So it's important to think about the future as well, not just what you have right now. So if you want to decline, maybe give other suggestions and recommend others within your network. You help the recruiter and you help other people who need jobs as well. So that's what I do. Will I be penalized if I am unable to respond to all inquiries or attempts for engagement? Is this on direct messaging? There's no such thing. There's no penalty for that. But I think you will lose an opportunity for not responding to them. Because what happens, for example, to me, the ones who stick with me, with my journey, are the people whom I have conversations with through direct messaging, because this is how we build connection. This is how we build a relationship. They stick with me throughout my journey. So I think it could be a lost opportunity to build relationship with that person, but there's no penalty on that. Does your profile picture have to be vain? Vain, what is the meaning of vain? It doesn't have to be vain. It just have to be professional. It's like, how do you want to appear when you go to the office, when you're facing a professional group? Just do that. Headshot should be clear background as well, and show your face. Don't use a headshot in which it's very small, but you show your whole body. Show your face. Majority, like 3/4 of the space should be on space. Okay, next question. Is the Sales Navigator tool for free? No, unfortunately, Sales Navigator is a paid tool by LinkedIn, as paid sales solution. It's $79.99. So use the Sales Navigator only if you're generating leads for your business. So you get the ROI from it. Can you make your profile public, but with exceptions? For example, not to be seen by particular people like your office superiors and colleagues. No, unfortunately you can't. If it's public, everybody can see it. But here's what you can do. Here's the secret. Here's what you can do. If you are thinking about, maybe you don't want your boss to find out that you're on LinkedIn, my first suggestion, give your boss an idea that you're not looking for a job, that you're trying to learn from other experts or mentors and all that. But what you can do, you can actually block them and they won't find out. They won't see you ever on LinkedIn unless you unblock them. So I have people who do this, not because they hate those people that they block, but because they have a specific goal. And they think that that person will not help in the goal. So it's okay to block them. They won't know, as long as it's not, if it can help you in your goal, I think that's fine. But I hope that's not a lot of people, like hundreds of people blocking them. Maybe just one or two, that will be okay. You can unblock them anyway. For example, you decided, okay, I'm ready to be visible, this person, you can unblock them anytime. So that's not a problem at all. I do a lot of freelancing jobs in different fields like graphic design, landscape design, etc., which are not aligned with the course in college I'm currently taking. Can I put up my freelance design projects on my LinkedIn profile along with my expertise that align with my course? Ideally, try to find an alignment. What I discovered is that most people think there's no alignment. But once we talked about it, once another person looks at their portfolio, there's an alignment somewhere. So find that alignment. But it's not bad to, post something about what you're doing as a freelancer, because those are also additional skills for you. And that will, give also employers an idea on what else you are good at. But also try to position yourself already on the course that you're taking and on the kind of career that you want to get in the future. Everything that you're doing now on LinkedIn is an investment for your future self, for your future career. So again, there's no more questions. So I think I'd like to leave you with a note that If you want to attract opportunities on LinkedIn, remember the 3 tips: build your profile, build your network, and build your presence on LinkedIn. And you will see, you will attract opportunities that you probably haven't thought of, because that's what happens to me and to the people that I have worked with. So yeah, we don't have open questions.
Virginia, thank you so much for being here today. I think it was very insightful for everybody who attended. And they had great questions as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for everybody that attended. I think this was an amazing webinar, and we will be sending out a recording. Just a reminder to everybody, we will be sending out a recording as soon as it's available to everybody that attended this webinar. So I think we can leave it there and we can end it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Virginia. I hope you have an amazing day. This was really insightful.
Thank you so much, everyone. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.